certainly Feehan has tackled better on defense than Coyle has.
That's a loss of 8. My addition's a little off. Also into the game, Don Bocage for Bishop Feehan. He replaces Nate Cody. As the option to the left side, Nawasu gets it. Nascimento is there, and he makes the play. Nate Nascimento and Andy Sandville. It's tee-off time for the Shamrocks defenders.
Certainly a lot of those seniors want to tee off. Certainly, as Paps pitched that ball, he was draped by a Bishop Feehan defender, and right now Coyle has to punt, and now we'll get to see, hopefully we'll get to see some of the second-team offense on Bishop Feehan's side.
Tony Chang, with 2:44 and counting, is back out on the field to receive the punt, and a timeout is taken by Bishop Feehan. We'll keep it right here with 2:39 left to go.
Well, certainly, as you mentioned, this has been a good rivalry, especially on Thanksgiving. With the victory today, this will be the 12th meeting that they've played on Thanksgiving, and Feehan's only won 7 as opposed to 5 for Coyle Cassidy, so it's been a real tough rivalry. And I'm sure next year, those juniors and sophomores who are on the Coyle Cassidy sideline are going to remember this 43-14 score, and they're going to want to exact a little bit of revenge come Thanksgiving of 1994.
Well, talking to Matt Lanigan, he loses Nate Cody and he loses Tony Chang, arguably the 2 best players on his team. However, he's got 18 players run, underclassmen that have seen a good amount of time. So he says not only, they had a good year, they'll go to 7-3, but that's quite a base to work off for next year.
Certainly, they have to find a good scat back, and they have to find a quarterback, and sometimes finding a quarterback's the hardest thing you can do. But certainly they have the quality of players to make this a real good program.
Dave Kuna will kick it away. Tony Chang back at his 43. And Kuna slips as he kicks a low line drive. Chang will let it bounce and will roll down at the 42-yard line by Ryan Rivers. So with 2:28 left to go, I would imagine you'll see the Shamrocks keep the ball on the ground as the #1 offense comes out, and I can't say as though I go against that. A lot of seniors out there, why not let them play their last 2:28?
I think what they're going to do is allow Tony Chang and maybe Nate Cody to run a couple plays and then come out and let the fans give them the cheers that they really both richly deserve.
So everybody is still in there. It's a 1st and 10, Bishop Feehan from the 42. We've got 2:28 left to go in this Thanksgiving Day game, 1993. And the give goes to Pianadosi right up the middle. He gets about 4. Jay Alger making the tackle for Coyle Cassidy.
Well, Ryan Pianadosi, he's had a solid game. Again, another fullback, much like Lennon on the Coyle side. Nothing big, but a good solid game nonetheless for Pianadosi.
And for those of you listening, obviously this is on a tape basis. Congratulations to the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers. They win 34-29 against Attleboro as Brett Poiriers, the quarterback now, he replaces Nate Cody, who left to a nice cheer from the crowd. The senior playing in his final game in a Shamrock uniform. Pitch goes to Chang, and Dan Bork will ride him down at the 49-yard line of Coyle Cassidy. I would imagine he will be your next player, as you mentioned, Ron, to be replaced.
Oh, yeah, and you should probably get a real good cheer up for Tony Chang. Looks like they're talking to number 21 on the sideline.
Unfortunately, we don't
have a 21, but that comes up at
And here comes Tony Chang off the field to a well-deserved round of applause. Chang, the senior playing in his final game, went over the 1,000-yard mark today, 3 touchdowns. And I got a hunch he's going to win another Balfour Trophy. As the give goes to Pianadosi, he gets about a yard. I think Tony Chang is going to be the first 2-time winner of the Balfour Trophy, which was first given to Brian Sullivan, the quarterback for Coyle Cassidy, back in 1982. Chang won it last year, and Peter McDougall won it back in 1991 for Coyle Cassidy. Mike Uroff comes out of the game now, replaced by Tim Hanley.
Well, it's a 4th down situation right now. Basically, if they're short, they'll probably punt it away. It's going to be close. Looks like they might have the 1st down. Well, they're going to be a little short by about a few inches. Certainly, Bishop Feehan has a lot to be proud of. Matt Lanigan and his entire staff. Again, it's very hard when you lose your first 3 games to bounce back, but they did, and they did wonderfully, winning their last 7 of the season.
So we're under 50 seconds to go. And I would imagine you'll see if they get the first down, one play after this, Poirier will probably keep here on a 4th and less than a yard. And he just falls to the ground. Don't know if he got the first down. It's pretty much academic now. It's just the difference of whether it will be Bishop Feehan or Coyle who will run the next play, as they will call a timeout. It looks like he didn't get it, and he did not. Coyle Cassidy gets the ball on downs with 34 seconds to go.
Well, it looks like he muffed the center snap and just fell on it very wisely. Really, again, no real problem here for Coyle. Basically, they get the ball on the 49. Certainly, they'd like to get it into the end zone, at least to score one more touchdown, to leave their Thanksgiving, even though it's been a tough one, maybe finish it up on an up note.
And don't forget, those of you listening to us on 1320 WARA, coming up next, Mansfield at Foxborough. Tape delayed action, Channel 8, Attleboro and Rehoboth, Channel 27, Taunton and North Attleboro. We'll have this game for you tonight at 5:30. So when you've finished your Thanksgiving dinner, you can sit down and enjoy the game, especially if you're a Bishop Feehan fan, as the sack is made by Rob Sewell on Chris Pats, under 30 seconds to go, and immediately following the Coyle Cassidy Bishop Feehan game tonight at 5:30, it will be the Attleboro at North Attleboro game. A game won today by North Attleboro 34-29. Peter Gay, Art Chase, Christopher Lyle with that call, which must have been a whale of a game going in. Peter and I talked about it this year, that for once you might actually have a real exciting game.
Yeah, and it certainly seems to have been. So, but when North Attleboro get together, it's certainly always a tough rivalry. Attleboro fell on hard times a few years back, but under Cliff Sherman, they've really seen a bounce back of their program. Similarly, we could be seeing that with Bishop Feehan under Matt Lanigan.
I know 2 years ago I had a chance to see Sherman in his first year when he had first come back at Coyle Cassidy, a game that was a 21-all tie. And at that time, you could see they had a lot of youngsters starting to take form. This was 91, of course, last year, a trip to the Super Bowl and a loss to Rockland, as the give goes through the line, still on his feet for Coyle Cassidy, and breaking away goes Jason Weber. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Jason Weber, a 51-yard touchdown run with 12 seconds left to go. The senior, 5'7", 165-pound halfback.
I don't know if he's carried the ball yet this year. He is a new name to these ears. I really haven't seen it. Maybe he just got in to get a carry, and what a way for Coyle Cassidy to end this game. It hasn't been a good game for him, but they ended on an up note with a 51-yard run from a senior.
Well, folks, if that's Jason Weber's first carry of the year, that will be one he will remember his rest of his life. As speaking of not looking familiar, it only took this announcer 40 yards to pick up who he was. Didn't expect him to break, but Jason Weber, a 51-yard touchdown run. And to attempt the extra point now, Brett Joseph. He's a senior, left footer, straight on kicker. Ball down, kick on the way, and it's no good. It's off the side of his foot, no good. So with 12 seconds left to go, teams come back upfield. We'll take a break. Bishop Feehan leads Coyle 43-20. You're 0-3 and have since won 7 straight. They lead 43-20. The last score for Coyle Cassidy, a 51-yard touchdown run by Jason Weber, a senior back who, at least to Ron's recollection, didn't carry the ball all year.
He didn't carry it. If he did, he didn't carry it that many times. And certainly a nice way, if you don't play that much, to end your high school career with a touchdown.
Matt Ferry covers the squib kick by Coyle Cassidy. So the Shamrocks will run one final play. And as is the case, the turkey will taste a little better on the plates of the Shamrocks this year than it will on the plates of the Warriors of Coyle Cassidy. Bishop Feehan will now be 18-13-1 overall in the series, 7-5 on Thanksgiving, and will have won 2 straight over Coyle Cassidy. As Nate Cody back in there at quarterback, Tony Chang and Pianadosi in the I formation. Cody will take it and goes to his knees, and a class gesture is whacked down by the Warriors, one of the Warrior defenders, and that will do it. 2 seconds, 1, and it is over as the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks have capped quite a rookie season for Mr. Matt Lanigan. He started 0-3, losing to North Attleboro, his father's team, Bishop Stang, and Attleboro. But since then, his team has won 7 in a row, and they culminated with an impressive 43-20 win here at Hayward Field. We will take a break and come back to Hayward Field with our post-game show right after this. Lancaster, as this is the Bissio and DuPont post-game show. Your final score, Bishop Feehan beats Coyle Cassidy 43-20. Ron, your final thoughts on today's game?
Well, a great game for the Bishop Feehan offense, but an even greater game for Tony Chang. I believe he got over 200 yards total offense, 3 touchdowns. He's about to be presented for the second year in a row the Balfour Trophy, signifying the most valuable player of this game. And though the Shamrocks end up a great season, Matt Lanigan's going to end up with a little less hair. I guess there was a bet made that if they won their last 7 games, he'd have to shave his head. So he's has a date with the barber maybe before the turkey this afternoon.
I'm sure it's a date that he's looking quite forward to, though, given the fact that his team, really a remarkable turnaround for this Bishop Feehan team. They started 0-3, as we mentioned, and today's 43-20 win, culminating it, as you can see, Tony Chang being awarded the Balfour Trophy for the 2nd straight year, and coincidentally, he is also our McDonald's Player of the Game. Tony Chang unofficially over 200 yards. He had the first touchdown, the first play from scrimmage, a 61-yard touchdown run. He had the punt return of 55 yards, really, that broke the game open. At that point, made it 22-6. And then for a little frosting on the cake, he would score the final touchdown of the first half on a 13-yard touchdown run. Quite the afternoon for the senior Ron, Tony Chang. And he added the extra point on the last touchdown to just sort of cap off. Just an amazing day. A guy, just shows you that size, sometimes not everything. He's only about 5'6", 5'7", and just a great elusive runner. Certainly a great cap off to his high school career. Well, Tony Chang is our McDonald's Player of the Game on the Bissio and DuPont post-game show. We have some people to thank before we say goodbye to you. The producer and director of today's game was Bob Jean. On cameras, Tavis Force, John Wade, and Tom Marshall. And the VTR operator and electronic graphics were done by Judy Batchelder. For Ron Lancaster, this is Mike Logan saying so long from Hayward Field, and thank you for watching.